Good afternoon from Nigeria. Good morning, good evening, and good day to everyone joining us from different parts of the world. My name is Stanley Chidi Israel, the National Public Secretary and PRO of Dynamic Ambassador of P2OB. We want to welcome us to our second edition of our World Visual Conference. We hope most of us that were here yesterday, we were really, inspired, and we learned a lot from our very amiable and resourceful speakers that were here yesterday. Today will blow your mind. We are privileged to have various resource persons. Most of you that were asking some political questions, we have in our midst, though represented, the chairman of Labour Party in Nigeria, and we have also various personalities that are here with us. So, without much ado, we are moving straight to what we have for us today. Before then, I want to plead with every one of us. Once you join us or you are on the platform, please mute your mic, mute your speakers. Please mute your speakers. Very, very important. Mute your speakers is very important to us, so that you will not hold back on us, and every one of us will hear ourselves very clearly. I am muted? Oh, sorry, I don't know who muted me. Oh, thank you, Reverend Lozier. So please, we are appealing to every one of us. Please mute your microphone. It's very important, so that we enjoy this section and we could hear clearly from our speakers, and so that learn and hear from us. We're also privileged to have in our midst our main moderator for today, Dr. Afam Atu is right here in our midst. Doctor, please, I will try to take time to introduce you. I've been trying to assess your profile, because there's need for us to be acquainted with your resume, which is in Word format. I will do that shortly, but if you don't mind, let me just break one or two protocols, recognize the presence of our leaders in the house, dynamic and amiable leaders. We have our family in the house, Henry Mandy, you are welcome. We have our national coordinator on the keynote address shortly. We have our deputy national coordinator. We have a legal advisor, OJ Barrister. Thanks. You did wonderfully well yesterday. We appreciate you. On this note, let me just quickly call on our national coordinator to just do a short keynote address. Thereafter, we introduce our moderator for today, and we take it up from there. Over to you, national coordinator.
Thank you so much, PRO, for an excellent opening today. Thank you so much. Good afternoon or good morning, good night, everyone that is watching from Zoom and the Facebook, and also on our YouTube channel. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you here once again. I celebrate all of you, and I know that sooner or one day we will all gather together and rejoice that a day like this has happened. 2023 is sure, and we are sure that come May 2029, a new Nigeria will be battered. And that is the essence of this virtual conference that is going to be a monthly event, because there is a need to discuss. I'm muted?
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I am supposed to be speaking with the microphone. I didn't know I'm muted, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, I hope it's clearer now.
Yeah, better.
All right, good. Once again, I greet all of you all over the world from wherever you're watching from. If you're watching through the Zoom platform, you're watching through the Facebook or our TV, YouTube channel, that would be fantastic. We hope that today will be more exceptional than yesterday. It's a pleasure having every one of you, and I'm really glad that we are seeing the new Nigeria of our dream coming closer. I know that by May 29, we will be proud to say, indeed, Nigeria is born. Dynamic Ambassadors is one of the support group that is battered with the mandate to bring in our principal come May 29 as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And this we are going to do with all our strength and all our might. And that is why we have not relent, and by the grace of the Almighty God, are following the vision of the founders of this great movement. Yeah, founder. I am just a convener. I didn't found it. It wasn't my vision. There are some gentlemen whom God used to found this organization. But in their selflessness, they have decided that I should lead the leadership, take over the leadership of the movement to ensure that we enthrone our principal as the president. I would like to recognize, of course, he's been distinguishedly recognized, but it's not in place if I have to do it again. Sorry, I'm a Bible-believing person. The Bible says, give honor to whom honor is due. So I want to respectfully honor the presence of our founder, Mr. Henry Mandi, who founded this organization. Of course, with a co-founder, Ononoju. I don't know if he's already in the room or watching us from somewhere. These are excellent gentlemen who are selfless in their approach. Thank you. Without you, I would not be here as the national coordinator. Thank you so much. Having said that, I celebrate all the national leaders. Barrister Oji, you are here. I can see my assistant secretary also on the platform, Ijoma. I can see our spokesperson, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, who is going to be starting up today with us shortly after my delivery, after we hand over to the moderator. I want us to know that this event is necessary. We must make it loud. Please share on our media angles, share on your on the YouTube, all the available platforms that you have. You can go to our Facebook platform and share and like, and also go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It will go a great way to help spread this good news. I want to also appreciate all of the resource persons that has come. Our governorship candidate, I want to believe, is in the house right now, and also our spokesperson and the PA to the national chairman. The national chairman will not be joining us because he's in London right now with our principal, Mr. Pista Obi, and they are doing a great work in London. But he's ably represented today by the personal and the host of other speakers that will be joining us. Because we are already behind time, I'm going to stop right here to allow our moderator to be introduced so that he will take up the steering of this virtual conference. I want you to know that you are the best of Nigerians that we have. This is our time, and a new Nigeria is coming. I say a new Nigeria is coming. Thank you once again. Over to you, PRO, for the introduction of our moderator, that is Dr. Alfam. Please, over to you, PRO. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, our national coordinator. Please, can we hear me, please? I want to confirm we are hearing me. Okay. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I want to introduce an enigma, an orator, someone we are so proud of in Nigeria, representing us so good, our moderator for this very I'm talking about Ato, founder and president of King's Care Foundation. Since he graduated, he has been working as a clinician in hospital settings. He provides care for victims of emotional challenges, psychological trauma, and their families. His experiences in dealing with critically ill and dying patients nudge him towards not just caring for patients, but also for individuals with psychological, social, financial, and educational needs. Afamefuna is an advocate of preventive medicine. Hence, he has a fitness-focused personality, and most of his leisure time is spent in a gym. His hobbies also include soccer, reading, and traveling. Born in Ataku, a rural community in Enugu State, Eastern Nigeria, he holds dual citizenship in Nigeria and United States. When questioned, he is quick to attribute two major events in his early life for his founding of KCF. The first was the stark reality of living in deep and extreme poverty with his parents, and that is his view that you must count on all the children of our father. They compounded the poverty problem we're talking about. Siblings growing up in Atako without adequate food, safe water, proper sanitation, or healthcare. He skipped meals almost every day due to not having enough food to eat, he sadly remarks. Recollecting the health challenges in his community, he narrates how his maternal grandparents died in the prime of their lives due to the most basic of ailments that could be treated for a small amount of money. But healthcare facilities were lacking. His grandmother, he states, died while giving birth to his uncle because of severe anemia caused by nutritional deficiencies. The death of his grandfather was caused by an eye infection that he attempted to treat with herbal medicine that was in fact dangerous to his eyesight. The death of both grandparents, Akamefuna recalls, brutally destabilized his maternal home and led by mother, who was barely 2 years at the time, to become a housemaid to another family at such tender age, thereby perpetuating the cycle of generational poverty. Pointing to the wise saying by the father, probing him while yet a teenager, to never look down on anybody, except to look down in order to pull them up. As the second motivation for founding of KCF and regular or frequent charity to the vulnerable, Akamefuna shares, to be honest with you, I'm who I am today because God poured out his extraordinary mercies on me, snatching me from the jaws of generational poverty. Hence, my resolve to make sure no one I know goes to bed hungry or experiences the kind of agony I experienced growing up in extreme poverty. Akamefuna holds a Bachelor of Arts, BA in philosophy, majoring in essential philosophy, Master of Arts in religion and medical ethics, and PhD in digital business management and information technology from International Kingdom University, Florida, as a career path doctor. Dr. Akamefuna specializes in trauma counseling and medical ethics. He is currently vice president in an investment bank based in Chicago, leading engineers in developing software and APIs to deliver values for business. An Angle coach that leads big organizations through transition from waterfall method of project management to agile mindset, using different agile framework to deliver high quality value to their customers, and increasing organizational revenue and mitigating waste through inspection and adaptation and continuous improvement. His experience in software tech area has helped him to understand the urgent need in Africa for technological innovation. He established King's Care Tech Space that is training young African women and men in digital innovation to solve challenges of African innovation. King's Care Tech Space is an online platform which trains youth on digital innovations free of charge and integrates them into the technology. Ladies and gentlemen, Akamefuna, our moderator, just led some Africans to United Nations just a few days ago, is today our moderator. Join hands with me as we warmly welcome Dr. Akamefuna. Over to you, Dr. Akamefuna, please.
That's not the first speaker.
Is it? First speaker is
Sorry, I think there's a mix-up. There's a mix-up, sir. The first speaker is supposed to be our spokesman, Kenneth Okonkwo. He specially appealed for that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir.
When
that having chosen to be a public figure, you owe it as a duty. In law, we call it duty of care, to show good example for all those people that are looking up to you, so that you can drive the nation to the right side. So what they do, they can no longer claim that they want to be themselves, because their behavior can influence other people. So I agree with you. And that is why we are trying to organize Nollywood. And because of my advantage, because whoever is in Nollywood now functions more like a younger brother or sister to me. So the first movie that gave Zach Oji limelight in Nollywood, I wrote and produced it, Betrayal. So the point is that, yes, I have the influence subject to their own idiosyncrasies. But here we are trying to organize them, make them ambassadors of this DAPO. But you know, it's always more costly to deal with Nollywood practitioners, because as you're looking at us, we have been spoiled. We have been spoiled where we're. So I don't want to say more so that some people will not say I am a fake born again. But we have been spoiled. So we have to organize them and then tell them why they should. Tell them why they should not look at money, and try to make sure that they use their skills, use their talent to get a better Nigeria. Because once Nigeria is hit, entertainment is the first casualty. I recall when we go to Jos to shoot, go to everywhere without security problem. I drive myself through the forest because I love to see nature. I may not be able to do it now. So we will have to tell them the reason they should queue behind this vision and see what we can do. Of course, we have to provide for their basic needs. So we are trying our best. We are going to do it in DAPO, and we will need the support of everybody in diaspora to be able to pull it through. But we are doing our best.
Thank you so much, Barrister. Our next question goes to Marvelous Chibike. Marvelous Chibike said, "Thank you, Barrister. Both of you moved from APC." His question is, how do we handle our local politicians? What are the plans for our local government as regards to local government autonomy?
You see, one of the agendum in the 7-point agenda of P2B I like so much is effective legal and institutional reforms. So the issue of local government is a constitutional issue. The local government administration was very, very ill-advised when they were couching the constitutional provision. You know, providing a joint account for both the state and the local government was a mistake. The intention was good, but because of the attitude of our leaders, because most of them are kleptomaniacs. So what the state government is doing now is, when the federal government put that money in that joint account, they will steal the money of the local government. And the reason the federal government did it was that they wanted an account whereby when the federal government gives its own percentage, the state will put its own percentage, because the state has a duty to put certain percentage for the running of the local government. And then they will now combine it and give local government its due. So we need institutional and legal reforms to detach the local government and make it independent. The state governments have been fighting that they should not be independent. Even if you spoil, if you separate that account, and the state government is still the power that is electing the local government, It is still there because he that pays the piper dictates the tune. Now, what is happening in Nigeria is that if you don't agree to what the state governors want, you will not even be elected. And when you are elected and you want to play the honest person, they will remove you. So the local government needs legal and institutional reforms, first and foremost. Then I would want the election into the local governments to be handled by INEC. The issue of SIEC, as it is now, State Independent Electoral Commission, is a scam. There is nothing like that. So that's what I'm going to say about local government.
Okay.
Because
I will. Okay. So I will just add a few words into it. As I said, I just got back yesterday at the United Nations conference, and I had a meeting with the office of the governor of Utah State, and we talked about business partnership. And as Barrister pointed out, that the local government structure we have in Nigeria is a scam. Because just take a look at local government elections in Nigeria. Almost in every state where you conduct a local government election, the ruling party wins every seat. And I have come to ask a question, what's the sense of doing a campaign? Because if you're going to pour millions of money that can be used to build infrastructure in the state to do a campaign that you know that you're going to call people's already pinned down, there's no need to waste of time. And number two, Nigerian system is such a broken system. In America, every penny, either in local government or in federal or in state you receive is accounted for. What stops Nigerian government having from the Office of Auditor General to continue to ask if they release $10,000 to a local government? The Office of Auditor General got to ask, did you spend that money in what it's meant for? And that's why our voices matters a lot, because Nigeria belongs to each and every one of us. We have come to stand up and we must take back the country and advance it forward. So the next question is from Sunday John. He says, how do we counter the fact that our neighboring countries who come into Nigeria and get our PVC, which mostly happen in the north and west? So how do we counter, non-Nigerians getting PVC to vote in our election? So that is Sunday John's question.
Yes. The only way to counter that is to have a very good data of citizenship. Because if you allow people to illegally import people and then give them that indigenship. Let me give an example. If somebody from Nigerian Republic just walks over to register officially and claim he is from an indigenous community in Nigeria, and then you register him, give him an ID card, and in the election day, he will just come and vote. It's very difficult to treat. So, but if we have in America, a social security numbering system whereby people, and then you have this issue of birth certificate registration. Well, my child that was born in America, from the day you were born, you were registered. So it will be difficult for you, an adult man, to just walk from anywhere and claim citizenship. But we don't have such data. As a matter of fact, the cattle has the same, fingerprint like human beings, I'm sure the cattle would have been voting. So the bottom line of what we should do is having an acceptable, credible register of our citizens. And then our citizens knowing that, because if you do not grant any foreigner indigenship, he must have conspirators with him, accomplices with him in Nigeria before he will be able to do that. Because there are certain things you must prove in Nigeria, your identity, before you can be registered. So if you can walk in, and that's where corruption comes in, just walk into road safety stuff and just buy yourself a driving license, then you just go and register and come back to vote. So it is a tough one. What the INEC can protect and prevent now is that if you are duly registered, you will vote. On the voting day, you may not be able to vote twice. You will be identified as the person that registered. But the other ones have to do with immigration issues, which, like I said, institutional reform is very important and very key.
Okay. Thank you so much, Barrister. Due to a time constraint, I think this is going to be the last question we're going to take from Barrister. We're going to move to our next guest speaker. And towards the end, we're going to have free time for people to ask, various questions you have. We will respond. And if we need to bring Barrister again, we'll bring him to speak to our people. So once again, thank you so much, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, for this amazing time. You've been a great man, represent our country very well. Thank you so much. Please give our honorable Barrister a round of applause, please. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm going to introduce Dr. Helen Naomi Ndigoswell Solomon. She's a barrister, and also she's a founder and president of Esther Generation Prayer Ministry and Resource Center. So I will keep it snappy so that Dr. Helen Solomon can tell us a little bit about herself and go into her speech. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Dr. Helen.
Thank you very much. Please excuse my voice today. The excitement has been so much. Thank you, Dr. Amefuna. God bless you for what you are doing. And Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, Andy, we are glad to have you. You are no more living in bondage. You're a free man now. We are proud of you, so proud of you. Keep up the good work, and the Lord bless you richly. So we have so many people here. I want to thank the organizers of this event. Dapo, God bless you. You are doing so great. And it's a great thing to see a group like you mobilizing seriously for a new Nigeria. And here with us, we have Dr. Favor Alexander, all the way from United Kingdom. He has an outfit in UK, Paramount Therapy. He's a psychotherapist, and these are part of the great vessels that we have outside the country. So without much ado, because we don't have time, so I need to go quickly into the theme of the day. And I was told to talk about the rebirth of Nigeria, but then with a special attention to diaspora participation for a positive impact in the rebirth of a new Nigeria. Loaded. So where do we begin from? Of course, the time allotted never could have been enough, but we're just going to touch it here and there and see what good we can make out of it. First and foremost, my message to every Nigerian is this: you must participate. There is no negotiation anymore. There is no way anymore you can say, I'm not a politician. You do not need to be a professional. In fact, there's nothing like a professional politician, because the governance of a people depends on everybody. Yes, we have some set leaders who are given responsibilities. But the problem we have had in Nigeria is because we give them responsibilities, but we never hold them accountable. And then when I said it one time, somebody said we did not give them. They rigged themselves into it. So we didn't elect them. Now, from there, I contested in Nigeria 2015, 2019. And in both years, I won the primaries. But then, couldn't go further than that. Why? I discovered rudely that majority of the political parties existing today and that have always existed are only there to be settled. They are not there because they want to win election. They are not there because they have anything to give or offer Nigerians. It is very, very sad that we have a nation whereby worldwide our citizens have been publicly said to be the smartest, the most intelligent Black people in the world. I wrote a book titled The Birth of a New Nigeria since 2012. The reason for that book was because it was very clear that the two parties we claim to be the main parties have missed it. Hello, Nigerians. PDP and APC have missed it. They are not capable of birthing a new Nigeria. It's not possible. Not spiritually possible, not physically possible, not humanly possible. Because these two parties, unfortunately, they have made devils out of Nigerians. They have created an enabling atmosphere for an average Nigerian to be a thief, to be a liar, to be crooked, because it is survival of the fittest. So, they played out. Look at their primaries. Can you seriously say that in the primaries, they won, they qualified? No, they bought their way. For how long is our nation going to remain like this? A nation where we have the smartest medical doctors in the world. The last graduation in Harvard, the last graduation in Harvard, majority of the law graduates, the best, were all Nigerians. Is it a coincidence? And yet, if these were to be in Nigeria, they won't be able to study because we have a system that has no value for education. We have a system that prefers animals to humans. And because of that, they want to turn human beings to animals. And that is why we are saying no. No. So in this time around, everybody must stand up. Stand up, believing, trusting, pushing for what it is you believe. You rather die pushing to get there than keep your mouth shut. So, when PDP played out their normal game and they played P2 to be out of PDP, when I saw that, I said, yes. Yes. They said, fools tread where angels dread. Fools tread where angels dread. This old order, still up to now, don't know and don't want to accept what is coming. Yes, they say we have no structure. Do you know what they call structure? By their own nomenclature, according to Andy. And Andy, by the way, those diagrams there, we're going to find a way to decode it for the market woman. All right, so please, when you get the thing is business as usual. They did what they are good at doing to eliminate the good people, to eliminate the credible people, to eliminate the people that have the capacity. And then of all the parties that Peter Obi had to go to. Which party did he go to? Labour Party. He may not understand the circumstances, but by the grace of God, I'm a matriarch in Nigeria. I've invested my life, and I'm a prophet of God, assigned to the nation in politics, because people think that pulpit is the only place where we minister from. No. So I have my ears glued to heaven to hear God's mind concerning Nigeria. What does it take to birth a baby? Labor. It's not a mistake that of all parties, it was Labour Party. And I'm telling Labour Party, don't abort this baby. Don't allow a miscarriage by your carelessness or inaction. So now, the birth pangs have begun. And I'm calling on all the women of Nigeria, because it takes women to give birth. And let me tell you, we are ready to go into the labor room and birth an healthy child, because the time has come. Our sons and daughters have no future in today's Nigeria. It cannot continue to remain that way. Like one of the young people said, what crime did I commit to come from Nigeria? I didn't choose my mother to get into her womb and be birthed into Nigeria. God put me there. What's my offense? And every one of us, what would you say is your offense? The things they do in Nigeria, you can't hear it anywhere. The wickedness and evil that goes on in that country, you don't see it. Now, the people of Nigeria, the average man, have been so monetized that everything in Nigeria is all about money. So during politics, they are free to think it's okay to collect money from these thieves. It's not okay. You are selling your birthright. You are selling your future. You are selling your children's destiny. And we have to stop it. When you do a service or a job, yes, you will be paid. But don't take any bribe from any politician. And then, we've been saying it, and many people are saying it now. Don't sell your votes. And some are still getting ready to sell their votes. We have news for you. It's no more business as usual. Take it or leave it. It's never going to remain the same way, because we have reached the end. Now, let me tell you one of the possible ends. And if you are wise, which I believe these people here are wise, but I want this message to go round to every Nigerian. If indeed we want a new Nigeria, a different Nigeria, a Nigeria that will deliver to you your heart's desire. Hear me, and hear me loud and clear. You see, 2023 election, if we miss it, that's the end. That's the end. And the good thing is that the young people have finally woken up. They have a reason to say enough is enough. So now it's not about one disenfranchised aspirant like I was in those 2 years. But now it's about the masses. It's about the young people. It's about the youth. It's about that voiceless poor son of an unknown father. It's about the people of Nigeria. In other words, if they mess up this election, it's going to be the ruling class, the political elites, against the masses. When that comes, number one, they are few in number. They may have the guns, they may have the power, they may have the money, but one thing is certain. When the people, we have enough people angry enough to say enough is enough, their power will fail them, just as their money has failed them. their power will fail them. They have allowed their craftiness to go on for too long, that even as fathers and mothers, they have refused to reason. God forbid that they mess up 2023 election through their normal crookedness and craftiness. Listen, don't be surprised. It's not just a revolution. There may be war.
Agreed.
There may be war. Because some of us, we are ready to die for the new Nigeria. So whatever it takes, we're going to declare and demand that this country does not go down the drain. When they say you have no experience, you have no structure, they're telling you, you don't know how to be a group. They're telling you, you don't know how to be cunning, crafty. They're telling you, you don't know how to do all kinds of wicked things to fail Nigeria. That's what they're saying, nothing else. So why do we use that as a standard? An average Nigerian believes that when it comes to politics, it's time to make money. And they do all kinds of, some of you have no idea what they do. Oh my God. If I give you examples of the crookedness of the people, all in the name of politics. They come and tell you, a political candidate, that, there is this philanthropist in my village. Your vision is great. He will support. He will get his community to support. Bring 1 million. Bring 10 million. For what? Even some churches, to see the pastors, to see their heads. Some junior pastors will demand money. Just because you have a vision that can save the nation and bring back our country to where and what God ordains that nation to be, a great one. You have to bribe your way through the people. So who raised this set of people? Who told these people that this is how politics must be done? We have terrible leaders. So now that we have a good candidate, can't you see? If they love Nigeria, they should never be fighting P2B. Never. As a matter of fact, they should be embracing him and encouraging him if they truly love Nigeria. So fellow Nigerians, realize that these people don't love you. They don't love you. They don't love Nigeria as a nation. And as a matter of fact, aliens have taken over our land. People from all kinds of places have taken over. For so long, they have been strategically robbing and looting us, all in the name of governance. And we have never known that in our own motherland, we have strangers who have taken over our land. No more. We thank God that a man like P2B is on board this election as presidential candidate. Thank God he's there. Because look at what has been happening. Let them fight him all they want. After all, is it today that we know that good people are always fought? Good people are always discriminated against? They have a gang, association of wicked leaders of Nigeria Incorporated. That is their company. And they're operating from there. Like Charlie Boy said, our mumu, he don't do. And it's time. Because we are not naturally, Nigerians are not natural mumus. But look at what they have done to the country. Impoverished the people. So that when they hand out peanuts, dangle carrots before the people, because of survival, people sell their birthright. But fellow Nigerians, PO has a systematic approach to end and eradicate poverty. We all are in it. So don't be afraid. Financial institutions are jittery now because they know that when Peter comes above, they give shishi. So they know there will be no padding of contract, there will be no padding of anything. So everybody's being careful. Yes, that's a new Nigeria. A Nigeria whereby, like Barrister Koko said, that now they know that when you are supporting the Nigeria, because every other thing you do in Nigeria, oh no, you have no idea what these people do. It's all about money. It's all money. And on top of that, they don't themselves. You can't go for a political meeting in Nigeria, leave your bottle of water to go and ease yourself, come back and drink it. That's how suspicious they are, because they're so wicked. Why do they go about with AIDS? Let them come out without their AIDS. Let them come out without their mopo and all the caliber. But you see, in this, even the mopo, we fight against them. Their AIDS, we fight against them. Their houseboys, we fight against them. Their house girls, we fight against them. Because the suffering mass are going to team up together and enough is enough. News. We have a generation that is weeping. Young, vibrant graduates, undergrads, they can't finish school within the time frame. It says a 3-year course, is a 4-year course, is a 5-year course. I'm not sure. Because we have a system of very wicked leaders who first don't have certificates, don't have an idea what it means to sit down in school and study. Many of from poor homes went to study community. There's no job. And you sit down every day. Lawmakers, you have orders that you have made for yourself. Hand over the power to the nation. Has anybody do they recycle themselves? Do you know why? That mess they have caused some people to see. And you younger ones, you must demand it. Nigeria is all you got. Nigeria is the only nation you call home. Yes, we can walk back home. It contributes a lot. But instead of them harnessing the resources of the right Nigerian, they go and bring foreigners from Nigerian Republic, from Burkina Faso, from all over. But let me tell you, you see those people, and if they have access to hearing conferences like this, let them know they are not Nigerians. They will never be Nigerians. They can't Nigeria fraudulently. Because when we call this and they think we are joking. Listen, diaspora. For so long before now, thank you. We have contributed so much to what seems like a welfare system. Brother is out of job. We give him money. We give him that. All of my sisters. Is looking to pay and other things that we hear. But this time around, we want to empower people. It's no more handing out peanuts. How much somebody fish to eat? But when you teach the fish, enable them, empower them, create the right atmosphere to be able to fish. So because of time, I'm rounding up here. But I want to show us something I have in my book, The Birth of a New Nigeria. The slogans given to Nigeria, various states, the 36 states. How did it come about? I don't know. But you see, I want to tell all Nigerians, we have a great country. It's for us to take a what our fighting independent fighters in Tito. When you say the heartbeat of Nigeria, indeed, it's time for them to begin to live up to that expectation. When you say take is it still inaccurate to begin to demand that each of these states live according to what they were expected to be?
Sure.
The food basket of the nation must live up to that expectation. And at the end of the day, you and I can say, Nigeria truly is the giant of Africa. And as the giant of Africa, it's time to live right. I can't possibly lay my hand on the list, but I want to round up here with our national anthem, the wordings. Just stanza 1. It says, arise, O compatriots. Nigeria's call, obey. In other words, Nigeria has called you to arise. You must obey if you want the birth of a new Nigeria. To serve our fatherland, our leaders have not served us. We have been serving them. Now, we want a people with servant hearts that will serve Nigeria. With love and strength and faith, they have divided us. No more love, no more unity. But now, with PO, that is why you see him go from place to place, uniting the North with the South, East, every one of us coming together as one big family that we are, with love, strength, and faith. Because when we stand together, let me tell you, we will be a force that no one can mess with worldwide. The love of our husband shall never be in vain, never. Their blood crying out for vengeance. And we live in a nation avenged. Love with her nation in freedom, but peace and unity. We demand it. We demand it. We insist it must come to pass. I need to stop here. Thank you very much. And let's go. We're obedient, and this movement ain't dying. We'll get there.
I think I'm fired up. I am fired up, guys. Thank you so much. Very own Dr. Thank you so much. Just to cap up Doctor's speech.
That's Dr. Solomon at the back.
Hello, Dr.
The owner of my hand.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Good. When people ask me, am I a politician? I tell them I'm not a politician. And the politics is not bringing our people, but our people are bringing me to politics. And why did I say that? why all of us, just like a doctor pointed out, should become a politician moving forward is that every one of us saw the effect of politics, role of government during the pandemic, the lockdown. The West said, now we have lockdown. Here in America, the poor people were receiving money, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for them to feed. In addition, Nigeria will that provision, and you see the agri people that's honestly in the country and redirected where we want it to be. Example is that during our United Nations conference, when I met of Utah, they spoke a lot of partner with state government. I was in my heart, I said, can you imagine even of Enugu was the governor of Utah, and the governor of Utah is telling him what they could do, the great jobs he's going to create. We have more than 500 universities around the world who attended this conference. If you come to that conference, do you know how many connections he's going?
Recording in progress.
Let me see. Look at the first one. So please type in your question here for Dr. Helen. So Dr. Helen, my own would be, as I said, and people type out here that some of the religious leaders are part of the problem, because when you go and collect house, then in the poor people of our
Recording in
leaders to be
progress.
for the people, because some people are very religious. They go to church, they obey the religious leaders, but the religious leaders are using them as a money making machine. What can we do?
All right. Thank you very much, Doc. So once again, first and foremost, the Nigerian setup is what has left the people, everybody, pastors, bishops, everybody, impoverished. So impoverished that many have lost their conscience. So now, the new Nigeria coming, there will be no need for all of that. How do we spread the news? Let them know there is hope. Peter Obi's coming and participation in this election has brought hope. I would have been contesting myself, Because when I look at the people there, and there are nothing that we need, that's when I go in. But of course, their crookedness has never allowed the right people. But now, how do we get everybody to know? Each of you here, go to your pastors. Let them know that this is a new Nigeria coming. It's no more business as usual. Educate the people, because it's out of fear, poverty, lack, need that all of these things happen. With Peter Obi coming in, so many services will be rendered to the people. Take, for instance, how much money really does a family of 4, a man, a woman, and their 2 children, how much do they need? Nigeria does not know it. But with P.O. coming about, he will know everything. So he knows how much food costs for this family. And like the social security benefits, all of these things are going to come into Nigeria. Things are going to shift. We don't even know the population of Nigeria because there's never been an authentic, real census, all because of the plan to rig. But you see, there is a new movement called the obedient movement. With this movement, no need for wururu. And because there's no need for wururu anymore, if you are planning for wururu, you are wasting your time. Because the aged will be catered for, pensioners will be paid. So you don't amass wealth to take care of your aged parents anymore. It's not going to happen. Neither are you going to, the educational system will be reformed. So you will not need to be bribing a VC or anybody to admit your child, no more. So most of the things that are taking money from people now will no longer exist with this new movement when we come into power, because we are, when I say we, I mean we, because we have told people that, listen, the masses are the ones putting you there. You are there to represent us. We are number one. And you can see, he's not going to the elders alone. He's not going to the big people alone. First and foremost, he went to the little people, to the masses. He identified with them to prove that they are the ones he represents. But what is the old order doing? They're going to the babas and the big ones to go and whatever they're doing, they only God knows. But the masses, so spread the news. There'll be no need for anybody to steal money. No need for anybody to depend on the politicians to pay them for any reason. And if you are in that church and for any reason your pastor says vote for this person, ask the person to give you, ask the pastor rather, to give you the manifesto of that particular person. Then when you look at the manifesto, you will see clearly what the person stands for. All right? I hope that answers the question.
Thank you so much, Reverend. That does. From the organizers, I was meant to that let's reserve our questions. Let's take all the presentations speaking from our guest speakers. At the end, we have open forum where you ask your questions and each of the candidates will be responding. Please bear with us. We have a lot to talk about today. Now, I want to welcome Mr. Dabo Rodo Vivor, the governorship candidate from Lagos State Labour Party. Please, you have the floor right now to address us. Thank you.
We are sorry. Our governorship candidate just left just now. He had an emergency. He just left the platform and just sent me a message right now that he's so sorry. He didn't preempt it. He would have allowed us to know. So he sent his apologies. Maybe we can move on to the next speakers, please.
Okay. The next speaker will be, please, if I pronounce your name, if I mispronounce it, please forgive me. We are all, learning. The next speaker is Iyisi Okewoke, Labour Party Publicity Secretary, standing for the National Chairman of Labour Party. Please, over to you for your presentation. Thank you. the network is crazy. That's why we must have a new Nigeria to have a better network.
Good evening. Ladies
Your
and
network is very
gentlemen.
poor.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you now, sir.
Okay. Good evening, ladies. Okay, I chairman of Labour Party. Yes, the discussion has been very inspiring, and
Your network is very, very poor.
Yes, too poor. To avoid delay, I think we need to go to the next speaker.
We have the capacity field national chairman, barrister Abure. And hello.
Mr. Okewoke, your network is so poor. Maybe we will give. You can come back later. We're going to be taking questions from our audience, from Barrister Kenneth Okeke and Dr. Helen, while Mr. Okewoke can come back if he got a better network. Okay, who is please? We have in a chat room the account information in case to support Dabo. First of all, we want next month we will be hosting this conference to upgrade the Zoom to have a 2,000 capacity participants, because as we begin to emerge and grow, many people would like to be part, and we bring in a lot of global audience to speak to us, to speak to Nigerian people, because as we said, the world is hungry, looking forward to see Nigeria to lead us. As I said, this United Nations conference we had, all the African delegations, they said, Dr. Afam, you are our voice, Nigeria. Nigeria is our voice. We are looking forward to you. When you succeed, we all succeed. We need you. You will see, despite high-ranking government officials from Benin, Republic of Benin, from Uganda, from Kenya, but as soon as they saw that I'm a Nigerian, automatically all of them are aligned to say, oh, you guys are our hope. You guys are our leader. Guys, the world needs you, and we cannot sleep any longer. We must stand up and take the lead. Please, if you have a question, raise up your hand. I will give you 30 seconds to ask a question, either the Kenneth Okonkwo or Dr. Helen, please. Okay, over to you, Ojo Montagnos. Okay, Ojo, please, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you to everyone that has contributed to this discourse. I'm really glad that I'm part of it. A big God bless you to the convener. I'm particularly happy that most of our panelists today have emphasized on the need to have good leaders that can bet the nation we want to be proud of. And we also Labour Party as a means to that end. But fortunately, I'm asking this question to say, what is our opinion or what is our take on the way Labour Party is currently treating existing grassroots supporters who have initially contested for various positions, and just to find out that their name has now been substituted by highest bidder from other political parties. I've heard this situation happening in Edo, Ebonyi, and a couple of other states. And I'm asking myself, are we not having another APC and PDP promax? That's the question I'm asking myself, because we are clamoring for change, but right in our very own eyes, our political national leader, who is aware of this thing and is even a part of it. And I ask myself, what is the difference between him and Ayu in PDP? If the youth are working on the ground to see that Labour Party becomes what we wish for and at the end build a better Nigeria, why are names of those who have earlier contested for office holders in Labour Party being substituted by highest bidder? I will specifically mention the case of Edo State, because I'm from Edo State, Oriama and Uonge Federal Constituency. The Labour chairman is aware of it. The young man that contested on that platform since June was removed and put with a political decampee that was rejected by our own political party, Honorable Ativie Elizabeth, at the dying minute. And how do we want the youth to believe that Labour Party has not turned the path of what is already existing in the political structure? I want us to look into this. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Over to you, Dr. Helen or Barrister Kenneth, to respond, please.
Let me just quickly respond to that. Thank you very
Recording in progress.
Because of we don't have the information, but it's well noted. It's noted, okay? We're going to be reaching out to you to get the details. In this new Nigeria, we are not going the other way of the old order. We will not entertain it. So we need the details. We are going to verify. You know, our motto in Obedient Movement is go and verify. And trust me, that is going to be looked into. And whatever is the situation there, it will be corrected properly. We can't have the same people come into Labour Party to mess Labour Party up, and Labour Party will not come to end up like other parties. We don't want that. So thank you for bringing that to our notice. But that is not the character of Labour Party. That is not what is expected of Labour Party. Not at all. Not at all. And let me just add this quickly. The Obedient Movement is a part of Labour Party. And the Obedient Movement is set on correcting all the wrongs in political parties, existing ones, if they want to see reason with us, or fall out. So this is Obedient Movement. And we are in to correct all of that in order to have a new Nigeria and have a Nigeria that Peter Obi, our principal, desires for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Barrister Kenneth Okonkwo, do you want to say anything towards that? Okay, let me also add something to what Doctor said. We have understand that we have a mess for 62 years. This is a journey we have just started. We may not be able to get it right at the first outing, but we are in the wheel of progress. We are heading somewhere. And as she said, we will continue to track down until we make sure that all these politicians that are like cancer, deep in corruption, are rooted out of democratic process of our country. Please, if someone is trying to push you out, do not give them chance. Continue to raise your voice. And if you have any complaint, please reach out. We want to make sure that your voice is heard. And because we can no longer afford to allow politicians to look our people in the eye, lie to them every 4 years. Thank you so much.
Moderator, please, can I just interject, because we have similar question yesterday on the platform. A lady asked similar question. And we thought we're going to have the Labour Party chairman here today. But I want to assure you, please, I want to give this fellow warning. We're giving you the last warning. If you play that music again, we'll remove you from this platform. Please, we are in charge of this platform. Stop disturbing what we are doing with your music. Please. Thank you for your understanding. All right. Back to my intervention. Now, I'm a politician. I have contested for electoral office before. So I seems to understand what the Mrs. is talking about. I seem to understand a lot about that. I want to appeal to you. Right now, please trace that person that is playing this music and remove the person from the platform.
Yeah, Faduma, please. He's gonna go.
It's Faduma.
All right, please. Any of the admin can do that. You can remove the person. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, now back to the issue. Right now, parties, INEC have already collected list of candidates. I want to let you know that there is no party we don't have these bad eggs, so to say. Unfortunately for us, Labour Party was just existing until our principal came in and brought light into the party. And I want to let you know that there are many, many people who will want to take advantage of the fact that our principal has, is on top of the fame today, to come in and take advantage. They will come, and they will come in by crook. Like I said, I was called upon to come and take over from my rep in my constituency. And when I told them, I asked them, is there a candidate already? They say yes. I say, I'm not interested. I'm going to support my candidates to win. And Dorcas, and that is what I'm doing. If you call Dorcas in a limousine and ask, Dorcas will let you know that I'm giving her the necessary support she needs to ensure that she make a point in the next election. If we don't fall in and align and allow our desires to run, becloud our mind, we'll be losing the real thing, because the real thing is not just about us contesting. The real thing is shifting and shaping a new narrative, creating a new Nigeria. And that person we have seen that personality in the person of our principal, Peter Obi. I want to encourage you to remove the bitterness. Don't look at Labour Party, but concentrate on Peter Obi. Let's bring Peter Obi in. If Peter Obi win, some of us with genuinity will want to come back and recontest, with them. And I assure you, with the person of Peter Obi in the seat of power, we'll be able to shock people like that. Some of them will be in jail even. Thank you. That's my intervention. Over to you, moderator.
Martin Joe, please. Martin Joe, please. We're gonna be very, very respectful of this space. We cannot be advancing for a new Nigeria. We're not respecting order. Please. So thank you so much, Honorable. Let's go to Chris and Wachubu. Please ask your question.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and thank you for the guest speakers that really gave a very good speech and analysis of what is happening in Nigeria. I have to go straight to my question is,
Recording in progress.
Every time we're reaching out to the ballot box, we're reaching out for something great. We're reaching out for a better life, a better future, job creation, and innovations. And so we have gathered across the world, across our country, asking for a better Nigeria. When Peter Obi gets into power, this double framework, that's why we're asking, if you're not a member of this Peter Obi double support group, please register. This is not just, we're not ending right now. This is going to be a formidable structure that will stand to continue to hold Peter Obi and his administration accountable, because as we begin to move, they get into power, we begin to remind them the promise, the hope of Nigerian people and their promises. Continue to be on the street. This is a time of social media. Continue to call their conscience and moving forward to make sure that the need and hope of Nigerian people are not being left behind. That would be my response to that. I yield the mic.
Okay, good questions. Like Doc said, DAPO remains. DAPO is not ending once election is conducted. So everybody here, if you're not yet a member of DAPO, please make sure you register today. That's number one. Number two, in DAPO, we have a system that is coming on board when this government steps in. And that system is this, where we have public advocacy, we have interactions with the public, with the citizens, because with PO's administration, every segment of society will be well taken care of. Women's affairs, children's affairs, unemployment, name it. Everybody will be accommodated so that whatever is going against what our principal said, you can always ask questions. And finally, he particularly said it. He said it at the Labour Party convention. Hold him accountable. He's been saying it if you listen to his speech. He says he's ready to answer anybody's question. And you can see it. He's not playing God over Nigeria. He's not playing high and mighty. He's a man of the people. He's in our midst. So he's not hiding like these old ones have been doing. And you know where that system came from. Still colonialism. Apart from the white colonialism over us, we have our political leaders now colonizing us and lording things over us. You know, the system that everybody bows to one person, because in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man suddenly becomes a king. All right? So the other aspect of the prophecies, first and foremost, right and authentic prophecies are godly. There is a place for such. So do not group them all in the same capacity. There is a right prophecy from God. But because of this political madness, we have a society, a Nigerian society that is out of order. Whether the church or the mosque or the shrine where the native pagans go to or whatever else they worship. Every Nigerian has been affected one way or the other. So some of these prophecies come as a result of the hunger that the people are experiencing. A young man, smart, graduating from school with a good job, how are you going to prophesy to the person that tomorrow you are going to get a visa lottery you will get visa to Canada, to this? Listen, the new Nigeria, people are going to run into Nigeria. We will no longer be running. So prophecies about visa will no longer be important. So what am I saying in essence? It is because of where the people have found themselves. So now these false prophets begin to prophesy. And with the new Nigeria, there is going to be public education of politics. So people don't take prophecy and say, because my pastor prophesied, that is why this man must be the president. No, you have seen already. They prophesied about certain people, they never won, they never got there. So prophecy on its own is not an end, it's a means to an end when it is right. But because we have a population of people who have been impoverished by their leaders, they believe anything. And then the false pastors are using the problem to feed them, to encourage them, to continue to prey on them. With this new Nigeria, once again, there's no room for such. There is no room for such. Trust me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Helen, for that response. Before we take more questions, our media team wants to play some interlude campaign music for our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, and His Excellency Yusuf Adati. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Yes, thank you so much, moderator. We have just a song interlude. Solo T, are you ready for us? Solo T, please.
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, let's hear you. 2 minutes, please.
All right, less than 2 minutes, I'll be done. All right, thank you, everybody. My name is Solo T. I just have this rendition to make. I composed this song yesterday, recorded it same yesterday, did the video today, and for the first time, it will be airing here live. This is my studio. Thank you very much. We'll go just like, sorry, I'm singing straight from the speaker, so it will not be that audible. After here, I will drop the official link for us all to see. Thank you. Oh, be Cristo. No. Oh, be that. Yeah. Feel like it back. Oh, be that, yeah. They call me Solo T. Take back Nigeria. Are you obedient? Are you obedient? Hey. Take back Nigeria. I am obedient. Aleho. Get your PVC. Aleho. Make we vote to be. Aleho. Get your PVC. Aleho. Make we vote. I hope it's coming. Better on the way. Peter B is here now. Nigeria will be great again. Hope is coming. Better on the way. Peter B is here now. Nigeria will be great again. I am obedient. Take back Nigeria. I am obedient. Oh, it's time for good transformation. For God's intervention. Nigeria, our nation. Now, Peter B is here. Say, Ahmed Dati. Peter B is here. Labour Party. Take back Nigeria. I am obedient. Hey, are you obedient? Kenneth Okonkwo, are you obedient, sir? Doctor, I'm Efunatu, you're obedient. Dr. Helen Solomon, you're obedient. I see you all.
We're obedient. We're obedient.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm all obedient. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Solo T, for that passion, because this country belongs to us, not the politicians. So we're going to go to Nedu. You want to ask your question, please? Nedu, are you there? Okay, let me go to Excel Solve.
Hello.
Yes, please go ahead and ask your question.
Want to thank our leaders and our speakers, and all of us here. I have two questions. Number one is about they're having a party and the main opposition party, PDP. Oh, they are visiting them, here and there. Like what just happened, Excellency about putting their phones, brutalizing them, and nothing is happening. Yes, we are obedient, but what are our leaders doing about that? Because they are just intimidating them and people are getting afraid. Just know that people may not be going out as they're supposed to go. That's number one. Number two, I have the privilege of being in the state ESCO of the leading P2B support group, Take Back Niger. And when we went for, I think, ratification of this, what they call it, harmonization of support groups, that should be about 2 weeks ago or so. Some ESCO members of different groups, we have different support groups. So they asked us to come. So 2 from each support group. And then some of them complained bitterly that the Labour Party chairmen are not allowing them to function. If you just want to move, they feel like you want to take over their jobs from them. And I want to say, particularly, even my own state coordinator, we are discussing one day, say, I should just leave that, because in fact, he told me a lot about the chairman of Labour Party in our state. I'm not going to mention the state so that I will not be traced. Like, you want to take over you are now the state chairman and all that. Please, they should open their arms and receive these support groups because they are the people driving this force. Labour Party before now was almost dead, crawling. In fact, lying flat. It was the advent of this Peter Obi that made these youth to wake up and they started pushing this. So why is it that Labour Party cannot accept them wholeheartedly? I think it's something the leaders need to look into. Thank you very much. My name is Ijoma.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Myself. I would want Honorable Bamidele to respond to this before Dr. Helen, please.
All right. Thank you so much.